Good evening, everybody. How are we all doing today? I am doing pretty well. I'm so glad to see people enjoying themselves in chat. I'm very glad you're all here. Um, Stitch is telling a story which has got me a little bit confused, but that's fine. Tom, thank you so much for the 11 bits. I don't know why Twitch is refusing you ad bits, but if it makes you feel any better, I have never received any ad bits from Twitch, so I don't know what's going on. I also never get, or very rarely get, ads on Twitch, so I don't know. I don't use an ad blocker, and yet, uh, yes, Veganta. Veganta, I don't think I'll Minecraft post stream because I normally Jackbox with Zaid post stream. Perhaps tomorrow, Minecraft. I know you're loving Minecraft. Yes. I like Zaid. Zaid is a particularly good egg. Anyway, we're going to be getting back to Stardew Valley today. I know I only skipped for 1 week, but boy, does it feel longer than that. Let's just make sure Tom gets his alert as he deserves. And let's get back to this. Stitch, what's with that face? Did I do something to make you sad? Or are you just trying out various modes? Spirits are very displeased today. Well, fuck him. Hi, Shane. Do you want to marry me? Because I kind of want to marry you now. Hey. Oh, man. How do I say this? I'm really sorry about what happened at the cliffs. That was embarrassing. Shane, you got problems. I appreciate it. I like you anyway. No problem, Oogly Boogly Moogly. And yes, I'm going to say your name in full every time. But thanks for stopping by. I really enjoy it. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad I was there to help. You needed a serious wake-up call. I'm just happy you're still here. Juice isn't here. Juice is here! What perfect timing. Does it matter which one I choose? Hi, Juice. Does it matter which one I choose this time? Or is this just what I genuinely feel? So anything but the second one. I mean, I am glad I was there to help, but more than anything, third one for me. Wow, was that serious, huh? I can hardly remember. Bro, you said you were going to commit suicide. You are very good at your emote use, Stitch, so I don't disagree. I've decided I want to see a therapist. Harvey got me in touch with a colleague of his. Yes! Normalize going to therapy. Also, make therapy affordable for all people, but that's a different issue. Anyway, I just wanted to thank you for taking care of me. And I want you to know that I'm going to take things a little more seriously from now on. I don't want to be a burden on anyone. Guys, if I change my mind and marry Shane, is anyone going to be angry? I mean, I don't think I'm actually gonna marry Shane, but honestly, he's just such a sweetheart that it's very tempting. Also, I'm increasingly convinced that everybody in my life genuinely thinks I'm gay. And I mean, I give them good reason to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Stitch, are you saying that I am going to use a flamethrower to burn a worm? How am I supposed to interpret that? Firstly, why is Shane a worm? Secondly, I never would. Shane's a sweetheart. I would not do that to him. Hello, Chimkin. That's stealth. Oh. Oh. Am I chasing you guys away? Chenkim? San? Who's my duck again? San, get out of the way. Wait, wait. Hey. Cam is a duck. Chickens are always a little bit broken, I'll grant you that. If you mean broke as in money, I disagree with you. And now? Is one of these is this an incubator? Or do I need to buy an incubator? Wait. I forgot that we called our cow Nat. That's real confusing. The tower with the hay is the incubator. Okay, cool. Free duck. Okay, let's make some mayonnaise and some cheese. Wait. And I don't know, cherry wine or something, I guess. And no, I'm not making apricot jam. I think I already am. Hey, Retro Phoenix, how you doing? I mean, you're not wrong. It does feel very Starbrewy sometimes. There's a lot of booze happening. I'm not complaining. Put those away. I've got Pam's Pale Ale. That's all that matters. That goes there. As does that. Yes? No. I'm trying to remember where everything goes. I swear this is well organized. It's just well organized in such a way that I can't figure out where anything is. Which might make you think that it's not really well organized. You would be probably correct, but I'm still gonna argue with you. No, it's not sad, Retro Phoenix. It's a little bit obscure if you don't hang around this exact community, like, all the time. I mean, if I want to be really obscure, I'll just refer to them as foretellers. And some people will get that. Okay. I was gonna buy some seeds, but it's Wednesday, so I'm not gonna buy seeds. Actually, not sure what I'm going to do today. Whoops. I do know that that I want to break open my Omni Geode. I frequently forget to, Juice, so don't worry. Gold isn't terrible. I mean, gold capital G is the best thing that's ever happened, but that's a different issue. I know. Hi, Pig. Taking a break from your work? I never take a break, Abby. Me too. Oh, nothing physical. Just some online classes I'm taking. Is it... Did they, like, update the dialogue, or... Because it's weird how many of them talk about taking online classes. I don't think Tria will ever let you forget. And I mean, that's good. You shouldn't forget. You shouldn't be allowed to forget. You know what? You joke, Stitch, but I mean, there is a lot you can learn online. They did a very early patch just to separate Sam, Sebastian, and Abigail's ages. Okay, I'm glad you're not joking, Stitch, because, yeah. I mean, as long as you're willing to put in the work, you can still learn a lot from, like, online martial arts lessons. Sam, Sebastian, and Abigail. I mean, Abigail... In my head, Abigail's always been, like, 16, so it's really weird of me to think anything else. Yes, martial arts would help a lot with flexibility. As would yoga, I believe, but yoga tends to be focused on just flexibility, whereas martial arts would be strength and flexibility. So, Sam's supposed to be 18, Abigail is 20 to 22, Sebastian is 22 to 24. I'm sorry. Sebastian is between 22 and 24. I thought Sebastian was like a teenager. Sebastian is the dark-haired kid, right? He went to Coup Leg and dropped out. My first girlfriend did ballet. She had quit by the time I met her. Because apparently her teacher was terrible. On point is the weird standing on tiptoes in fancy shoes thing, right? The thing that if you do it for too many years will, like, permanently wreck your feet. Because that does not look like a fun time. I'm sorry, did the water just say ooh-woo? I know it was just like a bubble sound, but there was a suspicious amount of ooh-woo in that bubble. Juice, that is the perfect use of that emote. Tom, no! Oh god, now I can never see anything else. Okay, maybe head to the quarry, see if there's anything fun there. That is a good way to get yourself kicked out of a restaurant. Ain't nothing at the beach, or nothing much. Hi, Elliot. The forest is a wonderful place. Have you been there? I have. Hi, Penny. Hi, sweetheart. I've lived in Pelican Town my whole life. Can you believe that? Yes, there's a lot out there I'll never experience. How many gifts have I given Penny this week? Only one. And look who's got a diamond. Whoops. Penny? 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 There we go. Thank you. I really love this. I love this so much that I'm quivering with excitement. I mean, wouldn't you if someone just ran up to you and gave you a diamond? Looks like a good day to play catch, huh? I'd ask you to throw the ball around, but you don't seem like the sports type. I'm fine just watching from a distance. I want to play catch with you. What's that supposed to mean? Now, I would like to become friendly with everybody in the town. So I'm going to offer to play catch with him. But, the fuck does he mean I don't look like the sports type? Really? I guess I underestimated you. My arm's a little sore, but maybe next time. Oh, did you just fucking wuss out? Whoops. It was all a jape. We've been bamboozled. Hello, favorite couple. Hey there, pig. I was just daydreaming about some new carpentry projects. You're probably growing a lot of interesting plants on your farm, huh? Maybe I'll stop by your place someday and check it out. Yeah, you should, Demetrius. Linus, my only true friend. The one who understands my soul. I have to be wary of strangers. Most people don't like a wild man. Most people can suck a dick. Wild man is a great phrase. Most people have the ability to suck dicks. Anybody who's mean to Linus should. Ideally their own. Well, I sure as heck didn't get any coal out of this. Ooh. And yet, amethyst. Okay, let us prepare to gift Pam. I don't like Pam anymore. Not after I saw that she's abusive to Penny. Whoops. Stitch, I don't know who the you is in that, but I'm definitely not going to be the one to torch you. Oh, Stitch is just saying that they're super hot. Hi, Pam. This is only because of a quest. Give me that. That's the stuff. It's real nice and hoppy. Notes of citrus and pine, there shouldn't be, but with a robust body to keep it grounded. Thanks, kid. This means a lot. I knew I could count on you. What are some of my other quests? Cheese challenge? Haha, Skull Cavern? Not today, buckaroo. Or maybe today, and then I'll die. Ain't got no pumpkins? Cave carrot. I'll have to figure that out. You don't know what the pog function means? The pride pog function just makes everything prideier and poggier. I thought that would be obvious. Oh, is that pride cute? Shows what I know. Okay. Bunch of things to sell. Them some nice fish. Ooh woo. Ooh woo. Ooh woo. Ooh woo. If you're wondering, no. I don't know why I keep saying ooh woo. Apart from the fact that it's like my natural state. Sell that. Sell some cheese. Every now and then I have this weird desire to just throw an Afrikaans word into the conversation. And I don't. Because no one will understand it. I hate that you're right, Tom. The derivative of pride cute is just Barnaby. Don't get me wrong. I like Barnaby. But it hurts my soul to think that. I do have some of that. Maybe one day Carl will be useful. Oh god, I forgot about the monster fish. Hey, does everybody remember this fish that I got from the sewer? It was a bad time. Hey, everybody, remember my two demons? It's a clip, one I hope never to remember. It's gonna be a beautiful sunny day tomorrow. Well, that's lovely. That's much more money than I expected. That's just from cheese and eggs and stuff? What? I mean, the numbers add up, they just don't look like they do. Well, I'm not complaining. Okay. Give me honey. Anything here ready yet? You look ready. You also look very alone, which is weird. But you are not ready. Green beans! Kinda same here, Phoenix, until I started this series. Sand looking happy. Stealth looking happy. Chen looking happy. There's a duck hidden somewhere here. Nat looking happy. Where are you, duck? There you are. And Kem looking happy. So, here's the thing. Time stops in Stardew Valley when you don't play. However, I have not... Did I just try to milk the fence? I don't even know how to process that sentence. I think, like a lot of people, I'm in an unfortunate situation, which is my poor Nintendogs have not been cared for in a decade. And I'm too scared to look now. Okay. I'm gonna buy some seeds ahead of time. Oh, I can't. Because I've got the cartridge, but I don't have a DS anymore. I need amethyst if that's not too inconvenient. Okay. Linus. Friend. I love you. What do you need amethyst for? Pierre, if I spend enough money at your store, will your wife begin to love me instead of you? Probably. Oh ho. Not today, friend. He and the wizard are friends? So many things I don't know about this town. Let's get some potatoes. Yeah. Got a weird feeling I'm gonna need more of those. You do see them at the top of the maze at Halloween. I just didn't think any more about that than seeing them and just... yeah. I'm glad Linus is a good friend. I'm also glad it's the wizard, because... honestly, the wizard seems kinda rad. Okay, Juice, I have an important question for you. People here seem nice, but they avoid me. People are afraid of the unknown. Yes, which is why, instead of dealing with the unknown, I'm gonna ask Juice. If I... let's say, as a crazy example, nothing in particular. Let's say I wanted to go to the Skull Caverns, or whatever they're called. How best would I prepare for that? Because last time I went, there were dragons, and you said I was woefully underprepared. My words, not yours, but I think we can agree that that's what you meant. I do not want to fish up trash. Good lord. Was I not fishing in the Crimson Pond? Is the thing I was fishing in not the Crimson Pond? The crimson-colored pond? Is that not the Crimson Pond? There's a lava fish? Look, if it's not necessary for the community center, it's not a real fish. Hello, Reagan. A phrase I never imagined myself saying. How are you doing? I do love that honk mode. It makes my life just a little bit better. Oh no. Oh no, Tom. Oh, well, I'm glad I can provide you with some pleasant breakfast. Oh, and it's a global emote, so there's nothing I can do to stop it. Oh, I'm going to blacklist the word Ducker Z. Yo, Zach, how you doing? I hate that duck. You see, the goose? Lovely, very friendly, good fellow. But that BTTV... Oh, that BTTV duck is a bad time. You'll better start giving me some iridium. Okay, realistically though, the goose wins. Geese are pure evil. Actually, I say that, it does depend. Goose wins if it's a Canada goose. Canadian geese are just the worst. Hey, Juice. Quick request. Could you never say that again? No! Oh, Stitch, that's very sweet of you. No, Canadians talk shit about our geese all the time. It's a note. It's a page from M. Jasper's notebook. The creatures, known by some as forest spirits or Junimos, are said to appear in abandoned buildings after they've gone to seed. As a general rule, when humans leave and nature begins to reclaim her territory, the Junimos will undoubtedly appear. Folk wisdom holds that the Junimos display some kind of resonant affinity with gemstones that are placed inside their huts. Of course, all these claims come from dubious, unverified sources. As far as I know, even the mere existence of these creatures has yet been proven. Correct, Zach. Geese are a bunch of little shits. Or, as you'll discover if you ever have to interact with one, a bunch of big shits. I assume that's saying, like, those weird star-shaped things that they... that materialize when I finish one of the bundles that they carry to their huts. Those are good somehow. I was not aware that Twitch had like an old-fashioned troll face emote. Or a Friday emote, apparently. Does anybody even remember that song anymore? Oh! So the Junimos are just the forest spirits from Harvest Moon. Hey, we got some rad music. I thought this was going to be a monster floor. There are not a lot of monsters. Juice and Tom just going through the global emotes now. Whoops. Why do they have a pedo bear emote? Like, of all the bear emotes you could possibly have, that seems like a particularly non-wholesome option. You're asking me, Zach? I barely know how to ban people when I am the owner of the channel. Like, I do know how to, but I'm not going to. My concern is not how to do it technically, it's how to do it morally. Yes, let us find any alternative Pog, because original Pog dude sucks. Like, it's a good face, but he sucks. Magenta, please don't go banning people. Yes, you're a very angry slime. Magenta, I know what you're like. I have this funny thing where I like the people in my chat to be able to chat. I know it sounds weird. I know it was a futile request. I know that Vegeta is a chaotic deity, and that nothing can stop him. Wow, I can't believe Stitch doesn't love Crown. It is one of only 2 good emotes from this new event. The other one being cheese. I do like that there was like universal agreement. Twitch brought out all these cool new emotes, and the entirety of their user base just went, yeah, just give me the cheese. Oh, shitty, 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 shitty. That hurt more than I was expecting. You know what? I am actually on board with that. Pog Dude is telling people they don't need to wear masks because COVID is finished, according to him. Piz! I killed a star slime and nothing happened. I feel cheated. Did I pick something up without knowing it? I picked up a glow ring. I don't care about glow rings. I have a glow ring. I got a cave carrot from Marnie. I suppose that is sufficient. Yes, Zach? Did I say something to make you sad? course I didn't want it. I already have a glow ring. I do not need 2 glow rings. Oh, yes. Like, he isn't quite COVID is a Democrat hoax, although I suspect he's the kind of person who could very easily end up going that far. But in his defense, he hasn't gone there yet. Cheese and mayonnaise and cherry jelly. Ick. Pug guy just kind of went on a Twitter rant about how COVID isn't that serious anymore and you don't need to worry about it. And, you don't need to wear a mask. You know, standard idiot behavior. Keep that for tomorrow. That for tomorrow. You never use Twitch's Pog emote anyway. You have your own Pog, and I think there was a Pride Pog as well, which I'm sure you have. And if you don't, that is a sin. Because you deserve it. Yeah, Pride Pog is the best. I mean, like, you can use it. Don't let me stop you from using PogChamp. Because, frankly, what he thinks does not actually directly affect anything about his face. Anyway, time for Slamp. Partially cloudy with a light breeze. Expect lots of pollen. I am very glad that I don't have hay fever. Hey, level 8 mining. I can make a mega bomb. Rad. That is nice, Pez. It's terrible when, like, you want to sleep for a couple of hours and you wake up, like, 3 weeks later. It's insane. I remember people using Bless RNG. I don't actually remember what it looked like, and I don't know what was... what the issue was. Spirits are very displeased today. Well, screw the spirits. Bunch of gits. Dear Pig, tomorrow we're holding the Egg Festival in the town square. You should arrive between 9 AM and 2 PM if you'd like to attend. You wouldn't want to miss the annual egg hunt. You know, I wouldn't. Hey, my blue jazzes are fully up. Now I'm getting blue jazz honey, which is slightly more valuable. Well, the problem is it can't be Easter because there's no Christianity. Where do I need oak resin? Also, cauliflower is the only spring crop I need. Animal bundle, I just need a large milk or a large goat milk. That's not too bad. Oak resin for the enchanter bundle. That's fine. Table on the back porch was once coated in enough pollen, we were able to make a drug-looking line of it. Nobody would sniff it. Well, dude was the face of Bless RNG, abused all of his girlfriends. Pretty solid reasons. Yeah. Yeah, I am glad that that Twitch got rid of that. Good on them. these ready? Nope. I shall plant one singular potato. Boop. Beans! Beans for everyone. I have no idea why my crops have been growing weirdly unevenly. Like, I didn't put down any speed growth. Hi, Kim. Hi, Chen Kim. Hi, Sam. Hi, Stealth. Hi, Nat. Did that give me a large milk? It did not. I know that'll be a while. Oh, so fertilizer just also sometimes does that. Well, that's rad. I'm surprised honey doesn't count as an animal product. Fun fact, painting eyes on cows' butts will ward off lions and tigers and hyenas. That is true. I'm glad you brought it up, because even if I had wanted to, I don't think I could have found a good opportunity to do so. But heck, now I'm not the weird one for bringing up that fact. I believe it was farmers in India who basically saw what some animals had in the wild and went, well, let's give that a try. I think it started in India. Using nature to combat nature. Hi, Marnie. Hi, Jazz. Do you like my bow? I do. I think it suits you. Oh, a scene. Oh, you brought the cave carrot. Thank you so much, Mr. Pig. It's kind of rare to have a scene for one of these. Visa is ready? Very exciting. This looks great. I almost want to eat it myself. Well, I did bring two, so... almost. There is an African tribe as well that just, like, lives with hyenas, and it's rad. I hope it wasn't too much trouble. I really do appreciate it. Do I need any supplies? I do not. I could get a second cow. I could get a second cow. I hadn't considered this option before. But if I got a second cow, who would I name the cow after? I'm gonna get a cow. I mean, I'll do both, Juice. Also, I've got a lot of farms still. Like, this whole area over here is going to end up being more stuff. Well, that's close enough to Tria that I think the decision has been made, right? Like, this cow is clearly Tria. The game wants it. This isn't my choice. So I was thinking, like, I could name it Zach, or Pez, or Juice, or Vegeta, you know, or Tom, any of the people I'm currently seeing in chat. I could name it them. But then the game said, hey, why not a name starting with TRI? So I've got Nat and Tria. Also Stitch, who I forgot existed. Yeah, Tria's just some weird person. I have no idea who they are, really. I just see their name floating about. I hear they're a good egg. Great, I'll send little Tria to her new home right away. Rad. Okay, cart lady. It's Friday. What do you have for me? Survival burger. That's actually kind of good. Sometimes after being a year old, your cows will just reproduce via mitosis. Fun. Rare seed was the star fruit, right? Which I remember being not really worth 1,000 gold. I don't know. It's just, is that right, Juice? No, it's not worth it, or no, I'm wrong. Sweet gemberry, which is only useful for something in the forest, which is done. I'm gonna get a survival. I'm not gonna get a survival burger. That doesn't seem worth it. The sweet gemberry I don't think is worth 1,000 gold. I can come back later. After Juice tells me I'm being dumb. You see, I love Monster Hunter, but I can play it for like maybe 3 hours. It's a good game though. Excuse me? That's a pickaxe. Tom, that's a thing because BTTV hates us. Honestly, Pez, I hope you're enjoying it, because it is a good time. Oh no, Zach. That's a terrible reason to have a limit. Oh, cool. We've got a Gabe mode. I believe that is Gabe Newell of Steam fame. Well, Pez, I will never yell at you for hitting me. As should be evidenced from today. Freaking broken CD. When... Oh, who was it? I think Chair had the hunting horn. And every time I try to get in close, I got knocked away. Tom, I'm like... I'm like this close to banning you. Hi, buddy. I believe the townsfolk are afraid of me. It is unfortunate, but I suppose it is human to be afraid of the unknown. Yeah, also you're a literal, actual arcane wizard. Last computer I had that overheated was kind of a piece of shit computer. But the reason it overheated was because, hey, I'm gonna pause because I need to tell the story. So, it was a laptop. It was a solid laptop, and it was very quiet. One of the things I liked about it was that it was a very, very quiet laptop. You could never hear the fans running. Turns out, that's because the fans didn't run, like, at all. And so a couple of years in, it starts crashing. And I take it in for a service, and they're like, yeah, some of the components are damaged because the fan was never plugged in. And that was apparently somehow my fault. Tom, what is that image? Vegenta, I don't know if you're able to delete individual messages, but if you are, please do. Otherwise, please just purge Tom. For the first time, I'm asking you to time someone out. Yes, thank you. I have never asked you to do that, and yet. You know what? I can survive the duck. I don't like it, but I can live with it. Okay. Time to speak to Harvey and buy a million medicines. Sam's trying to do a kickflip. Okay, Sam. On Wednesday, when I was playing Terra Enigma, there was a skateboard kid. You are not a skateboard kid. That was a skateboard kid. You're just a kid with a skateboard. I missed it. Oh, yeah. I mean, dev, right? At least at the beginning, it was a single dev. George spends the whole day in front of that darn television set. We should go outside more. Some fresh air would do him good. Ah, Evelyn. You're so nice. Just a nice lady. I'm just trying to encourage Sam by telling him that an 8-year-old is, like, significantly better than he is. So you're a farmer, huh? At least it's honest work. I'm gonna turn off your TV, bro. Also, why is the TV just on the floor? Hey, what's up, farmer guy? Oh, I almost forgot. It's my day for doing push-ups. Evelyn has a job, but George doesn't. Does George resent his wife for having a job? Because if he does, that sucks. Haley is ignoring you. Oh. I hate you so much, Haley. Hope things are going well on Oinkus Boinkus farm. I'd hate to see it all dried up. Bruh, come see it. Look. I did floor TV when I didn't have anywhere for my TV to be. I had no furniture at the time, except for a TV and a chair. I had just moved into a new apartment. Also, Juice, he could figure something out. This is a town where people would want to help him. Like, he could do admin for someone or something. Linus, my friend. You like wild horseradish, right? Here, have this thing I picked up from the ground. This is a great gift, thank you. Yes! Linus likes floor food. Yeah, Monster Hunter can run pretty hot, depending on the machine you're on. So, yeah, it is. It's a pretty resource-heavy game. Part of the reason that when I built my PC, well, let me be honest, when I paid someone to build my PC, among the things, I got a very, very good fan, and I got a much more powerful power supply than I needed. It wasn't that expensive, but it'll last. Last thing you want is to run out of power. Oi, Gus, give me another pint of your strongest. Why, so that you can get drunk and beat your daughter again? Hey, Ken. Looks like a decent day for fishing, doesn't it? Then why aren't you? Yeah. Power supplies are not that expensive. It's always worth putting a little bit more into them. Yeah, I know she doesn't hit her. She hits her with words. Barney doesn't seem to notice that you're there. Good evening, Pig. I'm glad to see you relaxing at the saloon. It's good for you to take a break now and then. Your grandfather always worked himself too hard. I'll have an extra beer in his honor tonight. Have I not already done the bush secret? The one where you get the giant Junimo? Is there another bush secret? Because I'll do anything you tell me to do, Choose. I'm just waiting for instructions. Is this another midnight bush secret? Is it this bush? It wasn't that bush. Is it this bush? It wasn't that bush. The bush by the beach entrance. Interact at 12:40 on the dit. This one? Or this one? This one. Cool. I'm gonna fish until I miss my opportunity. Because that's what I do. Whoop, whoop. Hey! Oh, just in case anyone's wondering. Between spring and summer, I'm gonna do some more farm rearranging. I'm slightly dissatisfied with my farm setup, for reasons that I hope will become clear when I do it. Because I made mistakes. No, I'm actually happy with my tool and chest line for the moment. At some point, I'm probably going to get, like, a shed and put them all in there, because I know that's the way to go for efficiency, blah, blah, blah. No, it's my fields. My fields are bad, and I should feel bad. Anything for wealth. The coal's worth it. And what's wrong with that, Juice? Are you saying that rocks cannot be wealth? You said 1240, right, Juice? Willy, my friend. Did you know that Elliot loves pomegranate? I just want to make sure it's not 12 o'clock by mistake. It's getting late. It is. Oh, actually, yeah, I clicked at the exact same second that happened, but I was just gonna not do it. Now I'm just gonna wait. Come on. Huh. Well, that's interesting. That was not what I expected. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. I'm just standing there fishing, and they are, I'm going to assume, for their benefit, making out. And I'm just going to sell a few things to make space, but I must also slamp. There are a bunch of things I did not do. Oh well, tomorrow. Look, when I caught them, they both had their clothes on. Right, Tom? That's what I was expecting. Gonna be clear and sunny tomorrow. Perfect weather for the Egg Festival. The event will take place in Pelican Town, starting between 9 AM and 2 PM. Don't be late, or we'll murder your family. You can do that every night? Okay. They both have houses. Now I get Marnie does not live alone, but Mayor Lewis lives alone. Why aren't they just fucking bed? Oh, it's not about where they can. They have... I think they have, like, a getting caught fetish. Like the... You know some people have that thing where they like... They like the risk. Yes, I remember, Zach. Exhibitionism. Thank you, Pez. You got them good words. That's what it is. Like, they don't want to get caught, but they're willing to get caught. Because that's half the fun for them. Let's put a few things away. Driftwood I can recycle. And seeds. those away. Put that away. Put that away. I know that this part right here is not the most exciting part of the game. But heck, it's a necessary part to make things work. Or at least for me. Potatoes! So many good potatoes. And guess who bought more potato seeds? Yeah, I agree, Pez. I never used to sort stuff into chests, and it just makes your life so much worse. Like, yeah, it's a little bit frustrating to do at the outset, but it's so worth it. Wait, more potatoes? Oh, I bought exactly the right number. 2 more potatoes? And 2 more potato seeds. Hello, Cam. Hi, Nat. Nat, will you give me your milk? Large milk! Okay, cool. Animal bundle pretty much finished. Should we tell Nat? Like, I don't know how comfortable I feel telling Nat that this is a thing we do. That literally every week, I have a thing where I milk Nat. Those sure are some words. Okay, let's sell some potatoes. I can also sell that and that. Might as well sell the cave carrot. And then Egg Festival has begun. Which one are you? You're Pine Tar. I don't think you have any use in the game. Let's make some apricot jam. Well, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have named animals in my game after people on Twitch, but here we are. I did, and I'm not gonna stop. They had a cow named Rena, then the topic got to titty milk cheese, and then somehow to titty milk cheese pizza. Cool. Those sure are some words that my eyes looked at. Kinda wish they weren't, but here we are. I just have to get into town before 2 p.m. Gold! Gold, you know what I'm gonna say, right? I'm gonna say I'm super happy you're here, because you're a good egg. Also, I'm not actually sure how late it is for you, or early. Is this like breakfast time for you? Secret tunnel. Oh my god, is that an adorable picture of baby Jazz? is like, this isn't a secret note. This is just like the cutest thing. All the other notes have been like, here's a clue how to find a cool thing. And this is just, hey, here are some people you know when they were younger, and the cute one is even cuter. It is so wholesome. Oh. Slight sprite mess ups there, but I ain't gonna complain. I was quiet for so long the music started again. I really hope the new Twitch, YouTube messing around with copyright stuff doesn't start affecting in-game audio, because there are at least a few people who are concerned about that. And if that happens, yeah, basically that would kind of mean the end of Twitch, I suppose, because if you can't have in-game audio, there's not a lot of games that you can play. But heck, no company would ever ruin everything just for copyright reasons. Hi Shane, our hens have been working overtime to prepare for this festival. They deserve the best tonight. Bowls full of sweet yellow corn. No. Plush Bunny would be cute if I had a bigger home. Knuckle crack. Let's get some strawberry seeds. 8 days to mature. It's cutting it a bit fine, but yeah, let's get 2 patches of those. Well, I agree with you, Pez. I don't think it's likely to happen. But the fact that it's even possible is concerning. What did that sound mean? Did that mean... Did Linus just get closer to me, or what? No one really talks to me. I just come for the deviled eggs. Oh, achievement get? I did not see what achievement that was. How do I see my achievements? Collections. Probably that one. Except it's not that one because I'm at 4 hearts with a bunch of people. And I'm at 5 hearts with Linus. I don't know. So many Kappas. All of them so bad. Pride Kappa's pretty good. I didn't see what my achievement was, by the way, because my microphone covers, like, just enough of the left hand of the screen. 5 hearts with 4 people. Cool. Is there any more food? Bro, look at the table! I know they try to make Clint out to be like the fat ass, but god, just... I put something nice into the punch. Yeah, Pam, trying to get everyone drunk. Hope everyone's enjoying the food. I've been cooking for days to get everything ready. Fried eggs, boiled eggs, poached eggs, deviled eggs, scrambled eggs, chocolate eggs. One of these is not like the others. My love, I'll talk to Robin first, but spring's a busy time of year, so it's nice to have a day off to catch up with friends. My love. Abby's always loved the egg hunt, ever since she was a tiny girl. Whoops. Sometimes I'll hide an egg too well and no one finds it. Well, until summer rolls around, then the hot air starts to bring out the rotten smell. I'm not a big fan of eggs, to tell you the truth. Well, you are wrong, Ken. Even with my bad leg, I never miss a town festival. This dude's so weird. No, no, no. You know, that really doesn't fit. There's no good way to make that work. Well, you're also wrong, Tom. Eggs are the best. Egg. What a strange thing to eat. Demetrius, what a weird thing that is to say. Think everyone's ready for the egg hunt? Not yet. Hi, Marnie. I saw you fucking mayor. Welcome to the Egg Festival. Compliments of my wonderful brood of hens. Vincent loves this festival. It's a joy to see him so happy. I've been up since dawn coloring eggs. It's always my favorite part of the season. Penny. The children have been looking forward to this festival for weeks. I always look forward to these gatherings. Makes the valley feel like a real community. I'm not going to talk to everybody. So, these two. I think so? I think so, Juice. Are these two dating or what? This festival is alright. But what I'm really looking forward to is the flower dance. Me too. I get to dance with... I was gonna say Penny, but then maybe Shane. I try to eat at least 3 eggs every day. Ugh. You know, you say that, but since I'm not pursuing either of them, I like to imagine that they're together. I did not say that, Juice. You can say that. Eggs definitely have a place in a well-balanced diet. Harvey, just stop working for a minute. Oops, I should take off my doctor's hat for the time being. Yes, you should. Look how tiny Abby is. You cannot tell me that she's older than 15. Okay, I'll admit, in the profile picture, she looks much more like a young adult. But in the sprite, she is tiny child. Searching for eggs is like going on a treasure hunt. Very much like that. No, it's not just her height. It's the proportions of her face. It's everything. Like, in the zoom in, perfect. That's like, yep, I can see her being like 20 years old. But there, she barely looks older than Jazz. I mean, A, in real life, I very much like short people. That is very much my type. B, in real life, I am not short. Okay. Who's ready to see me get second place? Because that's all I ever managed to do. You only need 9 eggs. Well, watch me get 8. It's time for the highlight of today's festivities, the annual spring egg hunt. Yeah, I'm aware, Piz. Calm down now, kiddos. You're gonna need all your energy if you hope to find the most eggs and take home the exclusive prize. The prize is a hat, isn't it? Oh, I'm certain people have. I just don't care that much. If this were for like a star fruit or whatever it's called, or whatever, you know the one I mean. Then sure, I would look up all the guides. But it's not. I did not win it last year. Last year I came second, which is why I'm fairly confident I'm going to come second. I honestly can't even remember where there's a single egg. I have an egg. Fuck you, Jess. I like the fact that I just, like, sniped an egg from a little girl. Very on brand. Ah! No. Wait. 9 eggs. What did you say? Wow, look at all these eggs. Now, if only I could get you kids to pick up litter this efficiently, you would have the cleanest town on the side of the JMC. You do! There is no litter. And now, the winner of this year's egg hunt. Pig! Do I get an egg I can put on my head? Because that's all I care about at this point. Well, that's it for this year's Egg Festival. Thanks for coming, everyone. You know what? I kind of like it. Oh no, it's Saturday in-game. Well, I'm glad I won, even though I had to snatch an egg from a little girl's hand. It was very much, you know, very much on brand. So, to see Shane's event, do I have to go to Marnie's house? Vegenta, I'm genuinely going to request, please stop timing people out for puns. I enjoy them, and I will take away your sword if this keeps happening. I like people in my chat to make puns, and I like the puns to stay. Hi Zaid, bye Zaid. Yes, I will sleep in my straw hat. Oh, Pez? That is deeply concerning. Excuse me. Why is there an actual literal UFO? Is that just completely random? Is this one of those things where suddenly all of my crops are dead? We're just feeling neutral today. You know what, hash browns are pretty good. Shred some potatoes, add a liberal amount of salt. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but sure. There's an alien on the title screen if you look hard enough. I feel like you're trying to troll me, but... Oh. That's a lot of things that came up overnight. Is that alien related or just lucky timing? For some definition of true, yes. For example, you did also tell me that Pinky Lemon was not a demon, and you were lying about that. Pinky Lemon is Satan. Oh, this is gonna be a good harvest day. Ugh, why is Pinky Lemon such a monster? Like, seriously, it didn't have to be that way. They could have made something called Pinky Lemon that was cute. They actively chose not to. Also, it looks like I completely missed a spot at some point here. Yeah, weird. 6 plus 16 is 22. 37. 44. I will need a total of 44 seeds. I've heard something about meteors. Apparently a reasonably good way to get iridium ore. Event get? Hi, Shane. You look unusually happy today. You're right. I haven't felt this light since I was a kid. Let me guess. Gus had a clearance sale on canned beer. I love how concerned her face is. Good one. No, actually. I've been drinking sparkling water instead of beer, and I feel great. Oh, Shane, I'm loving this. This is all the feels. You know, I sometimes forget that I really do have friends, people that care about me. And it's okay for me to rely on them. It doesn't make me weak. Hi, Jazz. I've got something for you. These are real bunny jewel slippers. Those sound kind of rad, to be honest. But these are so expensive. How did you afford them? He just sold a kidney, it's fine. He's got 2 of them. I've got back on an expensive habit. I have a lot more spending money now. Oh? Am I also getting an event with Jazz? Uncle Shane's in the barn. He said to tell you he wants to show you something. Is he gonna show me his wee-wee? That should do it. It's the perfect home for you hens. Oh my god, that's so cute. We'll have the best eggs in the whole valley. Fresh and healthy, with rich golden yolks, not like those pale, sickly Joja eggs. Juice, there's nothing to argue about. You're completely correct. You know, Charlie, I was thinking, a guy like me is always teetering on the edge of despair. Know what I mean? No, I don't think the chicken does know what you mean. But you and the other hens are going to keep me upright from now on. I know it. What's wrong? Too much pressure? Hey, pig. So, what do you think? Is this the part where you show me your butt? My special blue hens. I've been raising them in secret for the last few months. Jazz, get out! I want to see his butt. Well, I won't be living here forever, and I wanted to pass something on to Jazz. I've been teaching her how to care for them. I want to feel like I'm not just a leech on the world. I want to contribute somehow, even in a small way like this. I think I've heard something about that pace, but I don't really know the details. You make a convincing argument, Juice. Hi, friend. If I watch more TV, maybe I can forget about life. That would be relaxing. Bro, your life's getting better. You don't need to do that. Anyway, I need to go to the store. Probably would have been better to go the other way, but I need to buy, I think, 44 seeds. Which falls, I think, broadly into the category of several. Oh, I also need to take care of Chinkim and Duck, and also Cow. I do not have blue Chinkim, but I am still happy with Chinkim. Tom, please. I got strawberry seeds and I planted them all. Duck feather! Oh, I need a duck feather, right? I've already used a duck feather. Okay, fine. Tom, if you use that, I will ask Vegeta to ban you. Not timeout, ban. Once more, Tom, if you do it once more. Not in my stream. Also, Zach, please don't do it. I hate it. You know what, Gold? I will do my best to remember that. Why must you all curse me like this? What did I do to you to deserve these curses? I mean, I know I'm a streamer, and that's just how you treat streamers. Ooh, speed grow. Please share a story. That's fine. Also, just please stop using that emote. Take old Biddy milk. Another cheese press. Rad. When we're done here, we'll return to the other world. I think you mentioned something about it. If I remember correctly, it was not a face-shaving story. Would that be accurate? Buddy, you gonna do your thing? There we go. This is by far the most progress I've ever made in the community center. Oh. Yeah, the sliced I remember. The quarterized I don't. If I find a sea urchin, I must remember to do it. I'm assuming what he sliced was his jewel carrying case, not the jewels themselves. Which, I mean, don't misunderstand me. Does not really make the situation better. I'm very sorry, Pez. Oof, I forgot how expensive these are. Yeah, I can do this. I'm going all in on potatoes, baby. Or I could just marry Shane, because I think I love him. How do you do that, Pez? Like, the end of the Weed Eater is typically quite far away from the wrist part. I've been mayor of Pelican Town for over 20 years. I've rigged every election. Oh. Oh, Penny has a spicy 10-heart event, does she? Well then, perhaps I shall change my mind. Okay, so the order here is going to be garbage, forgive me. But would you look at that, another cheese press. Yeah, I believe that's a cultural thing. Different places call them different things. I've always known it as a weed eater. But like a lot of these things, Weed Eater, I believe, is actually a brand name. As is Weed Whacker. Hey, I counted perfectly. I did not count. I was one short. Like a frickin' dingus. Two groups of kids. climbed on top of the old elementary school, and the other group got arrested while we hid in a field not far away until the cops went away. I do have... I've got wild seeds, if nothing else. I've got 4 seeds. That's good. You're right, I have 1 potato seed. I unintentionally calculated perfectly. While I agree with you, like... I feel like your life has taken an interesting twist when hiding from the police is just, like, a common activity. I think you've mentioned that one as well, Pez, but please, tell it again. I feel like there are stories that are always worth hearing again. And the time a model rocket engine exploded in Pez's crotch, well, that's gotta be on that list, right? Actually, that's a farming material. As is that. One time Stitch was squatting, and then you woke up lying on the ground after blacking out. Ooh, blacking out is rough. Like, everyone but me had an interesting life. And I don't necessarily mean interesting in a good way or a bad way here. I just mean it's interesting that everyone else's life seemed to involve more mortal peril. I mean, I say that. I've fallen off my fair share of jungle gyms. And by my fair share, I mean 2. Gotten a pack of model rocket engines from a kid at school. Okay, like, that's as far as I need to read in the story to know that some shit is going down. We tried to light them with fire all day. We got back to my buddy's house and I go, what about a drill battery? Drill batteries apparently work. It went off in his face and he reflex chucked it. We had the engine in a can and he threw the can and it hit my crotch and exploded in a big cloud of smoke. We never found the rocket engine. Ah, dislocated fingers. No juice. Although possibly my most severe injury ever is, slightly embarrassingly, from falling out of bed. To Haley and Emily. Hope you two are doing well. We've sent you your favorite gifts. Pink cake and sunflowers for Haley, gemstones and wool for Emily. Well, that's useful. Zach doesn't have any horrific maiming stories, but there are other times when I did stuff like headbutt a wall in my sleep, or tripped and fell on a metal bar straight across your heart. God. I appreciate the fact that apparently it's now injury hour. Let's all talk about the ways we nearly killed ourselves. It'll be fun. Nearly had heat stroke at Universal Studios. I got heat poisoning a couple of days ago. It is rough. Sun poisoning, sorry. Which is a terrible name for a terrible thing. No, I was on camp once, and we were in a dorm. You know, like you do on camp. Because camps are terrible for people who like to sleep in their own room. So anyway, I was in a room with the camp joker, who honestly was an amazing guy. But all night, he's talking shit about how he's going to wake us up in the middle of the night by shaking our bed. And we the way it's set up, we've got a single bunk bed and then 2 single beds. I am in the top bunk. I don't like being in the top bunk, but I was the last person to arrive in the dorm, so I'm in the top bunk. At some point in the middle of the night, I half wake up and just get out of bed. But I forget that I'm on the top bunk. So by get out of bed, I mean I just step out of bed and I fall across the room and land head first on this other dude's bed. Hard enough that I dented a wooden bed frame. So that's how on the first day of camp I ended up in hospital getting stitches. Zach carrying carving knives? Went to get on the bus that morning, sliced all the way up your back left hamstring as the head of the knife. God, Zach. Your family is amazed at your ability to fall out of a bed that's 4 feet above the floor, get back in bed, and sleep undisturbed, but you wake up completely at the smallest noise or light hitting your face. Yeah, I think I was sleepwalking, so I basically just got out of bed even though I was on the top bunk. And that's, yeah. So I got a juicy scar in a kind of unpleasant spot. I mean, it's not too bad because it's invisible. It is right below my eyebrow. But let me tell you, there is not a lot of meat there, and it's a bad place to get stitches. No, I did not get to watch them do my stitches, which makes me glad because I wouldn't have wanted to. Chen! Chen with the raid! Welcome to the farm, raiders. We're talking how we got our scars. Want to join in? Anybody have some fun scar stories? Like the time that Zach nearly hamstrung himself using a kitchen knife? The scars on your left arm are more stupid than the ones on your right arm. I've broken both my arms, but they didn't leave scars. I'm kind of lucky about that. I didn't smoke, but that didn't stop me from setting my hair on fire. I was just a pyromaniac as a kid. Spooked, if you're going to tell us that you have a story, you also have to tell us the story. It's the rules. Chen's the Terminator. That's the only reason he wouldn't have scars. Hair burns fast and smells terrible. You know what, Vegeta? I'm gonna say that counts. Because that's just life trying to kill you. It's gonna rain all day tomorrow. Is that what I get? I get the greenhouse. I did escort a kid from the Camp IU counseling to the ER because he was tiny and decided to climb on the big kid monkey bars and fell wrong. That's how I got my first scar, where I nearly landed on a sharp bolt on my eye. So, literally, it had been raining. I go on the monkey bars, I swing, I slip, I fall. I fall onto like a sharp bolt that hadn't been like properly finished. It cuts me probably an inch above my left eye. So I was almost like single eye. Spooked, being a stupid little kid, stuck your pinky finger into a bike's chain mechanism. Oh no! Toppled over and bit off the majority of the tip of your finger. I have a big scar on your left hand's pinky finger knuckle. Fun. Yeah, so you are the meme. All crops grow 10% faster, or our artisan goods are worth 40% more. I'm actually going to go with artisan because I am thinking of transitioning that way later in the game. No, Tom, please don't do that. Please. You're going to make my life sad. I'm not going to forbid you. I'm just going to be sad. Hey! That is some good money. Spirits are somewhat mildly perturbed today. I'm so sad. Like, the duck I'm fine with. Honestly, Tom, if you could skip everything except the... like, keep everything, please lose the fish. I hate that fish, genuinely. It's making me sad. I have a cast on both arms. Once I fell off a jungle gym, once I was giving a speech and I fell over on purpose. School speeches are rough when you've got social anxiety. Welcome to living off the land. It's salmonberry season. Ooh, salmonberries are good. Now chain link fences used to have the spikes sticking straight up. I do. Got your arm impaled on that when you were 3 or 4. Your stepbrother grabbed me by the legs. Oh! Ow, ow, ow. Oh. Somehow that's the one that got me. Dear Pig, I'd like to surprise my husband with a gift. He's a big fan of leeks. Could you bring me one? I can certainly attempt to. Ah, that one got me right in my cockles. This was just a school speech that I, like, hadn't prepared for. And I thought, hey, you know what makes people laugh? People falling over. Ha ha ha. It did. The whole class laughed. They loved it. I then had to go to the doctor to get a cast. Like, it's not the worst thing that could have happened. Bye, Chen. Enjoy your food or whatever. Food or whatever is perhaps an unnecessarily mean way to say that. You know, Duck, I noticed you're not producing many eggs. You're supposed to make an egg every second day. And I'm pretty sure you didn't make an egg yesterday. So what the heck, bro? Feathers take the place of eggs. I did not know that. Yes, please, let's have wholesome stories. Oh, by the way, for the raiders who didn't know, my cows are Nat and Tria. Trust me, saying I just milked Nat is an experience. There was a year when you went to Florida where you nursed a dove back to health over the course of a week by hand feeding it Fruit Loops and giving it water. That is incredibly sweet. Well, you know, sometimes I just have to point out to my chat that I'm going to be milking Tria. I think Nat would be fine with it. I think it's the part where it gets to Tria where it gets a bit weird. Sell a bunch of stuff. I mean, Fruit Loops are just sugar and grain. Like, I'm not sure they're the most wholesome thing, but they're perfectly fine. Anyway, I want to check out my new thing. It's so cool! So, out of curiosity, Juice, I know you know all things. You are the all-knowing. Is the greenhouse like only summer plants, or you can grow trees in there for max fruits? But I'm growing trees outside. So, okay, greenhouse is any season, anytime. Cool. I will be using that, not quite yet. I don't super need it at the moment. Oh, Flower Dance is coming up. But that's not what I was here for. I will love you forever if you bring me a leek. Haley. Haley, I don't care. If I get a leek, I'm giving it to the person who matters, which is lovely old lady Evelyn. How do you get that many ancient fruit seeds? I mean, the answer is probably use the seed maker, which I don't really use. Come on, give me something rad from these geodes. Oh. Jasper, I don't think I have. Barite, I should give to Barry. Dwarf Gadget. Oh. Oh, it's a recurring crop. The only issue is when it recurs, eventually winter happens. But not in the greenhouse. Okay. Jasper can go with the other minerals. And this can go with the other artifacts. Rad. I do, Pez. Dwarf Gadget. It's a piece of the advanced technology once known to the dwarves. It's still glowing and humming, but you're unable to understand how it works. I'm not sure what you mean by trees not in the dirt. You have a pomegranate orchard in the greenhouse on your second farm. You married Harvey and he likes wine. Wine is made from grapes. Oh, interesting. Anyway. I was here to buy a ton of medicine so I can go to the Skull Caverns. Huh. Don't spread disease. Cover your sneeze. Why is he on a break? How long is his break? You're not good enough friends with Harvey to... Why do you live in the hospital, bro? I don't want him to work 24/7. I just want him to be here when I'm here. Also, where's Maru? Doesn't she help out? I mean, Pez, I live where I work at the moment. And I can tell you, there are some big advantages. For example, I very rarely wear pants at work anymore. Because why wear pants? But there are also some disadvantages. It's very hard to say, to use the old excuse, I'm heading out now. I want to beat traffic. Because there's no traffic. Okay, I'm mad. He was on a break from like 12 till 3 and they close at 3. As a kid, whenever it would hail, you'd run outside with your buddy and you just run around getting pelted. You know, I would like to say you're a dumb kid, but honestly, that's just a normal kid thing. That's not dumb kid. That's just kid. What do I need for mega bombs? Gold ore, solar essence, void essence. I got all of that. Let's make some big old chunkin' bombs. Actually, while I'm here, what do I need to make the normal bombs? Iron ore and coal. I was never a tree climber as a kid. I was a very, very cautious kid. So I never quite got around to being the tree climbing type. Okay. 9 bombs should be at least a start. Ugh. I hate those statues. Why did I agree to this? Since you don't get tornadoes where you grew up, there's a tiny tornado brewing in the field next to my school, and you and your friends went to stand in the middle of it. I'm glad it dissipated as soon as you arrived, because that could have been an absolute disaster for everyone involved. The worst storm we ever had when I was growing up. I mean, where I come from, we generally don't get tornadoes. So we didn't call this a tornado, but it was a bad enough storm that it probably actually was. Like, tore roofs off buildings, that kind of bad. So anyway, the school I went to, there was this absolutely massive tree. Like, probably 100+ years old. Just huge old thing. And there's this huge storm, and we come to school the next day, and the tree's blown over. And of course, there hasn't been any time to, like, clear anything up, because it was literally the morning after. And anyway, so that became our playground for the whole day. And that was monumentally dangerous. I was still fine with that, though. It's Sam's holiday shopping list. Everyone's favorites. Sebastian likes frozen tears and sashimi. Penny likes emeralds and poppies, and also diamonds, though it's not on the list. Vincent likes grapes and cranberry candy. Sam's mom likes crispy bass and pancakes. Dad likes risotto and roasted hazelnuts. And he likes cactus, maple bars, and pizza. I don't know why he's on his own holiday shopping list, but that is a good kind of self-care. Yeah, dust devils, like, the worst that happens is, yeah, you get a ton of dust in your eyes. Yo, Paula. Sorry I didn't notice you. How are you doing? It took me a moment to realize that you probably mean in Minecraft. An elementary school art teacher got fired due to the gay. Was it like a Christian school or just a dumb school? Just a dumb school. That sounds like more than a dust devil, Zach. That sounds like a legit small tornado. Nice. Okay, Pez, that's gonna need some clarification. I don't. I'm pretty sure I haven't heard it. Because if I had heard it, I would remember it. Because of how the story started with, our guidance counselor got exploded. Okay, secret note. I borrowed a necklace from Mom, but lost it somewhere near the bathhouse. She's gonna freak out if she notices it's missing. He was at a bonfire. It was lit underneath, and someone went to pour some more gas on it, and exploded and threw him back into a filthy pond. He got all kinds of burns, and then infections, and he was out for months before he came back just to retire. I mean, I'm glad he didn't die, which is how I interpreted that story. But that still sucks. Poor dude. I don't think anybody deserves that. That is a shitty situation to be in. Clear and sunny all day. Necklace things for Caroline. You return it to either Abigail or Caroline. Ah, but you see, I don't want Abigail to love me. I want Caroline to love me. Spurts are very happy today. Rad. Pig, I've got a new item in stock. It's called the Order Grabber. This thing can milk your cows and goats, shear your sheep, gather eggs, and pluck your woolly rabbits. All on its own. It's considered a luxury item, so I'm charging 25,000 gold. Alright. Yeah, it sounds absurdly OP. Also went to high school with a famous porn star, but you can't say which one without doxing yourself. Okay. I'm just gonna leave that there. Nothing more needs to be said there. A new baby duckling hatched. What's our new duck called? Hez, do you want to be a duck? I know Gold wants to be a blue chimkin, so... Hez will be a fuck. Cool. That what you wanted? You know, normally autocorrect does it the other way around. Hez seems curious, but a little cautious. She's getting used to the new home. Tria is still a baby. That sure was a sound. Let's make some more apricot jelly. And let's make some duck mayonnaise and some cheese. Plenty of nice things. Either a blue chicken or a dinosaur, whichever happens first. Male ducks are horrifying. Correct. I mean, birds in general have not great concepts of things like consent. But I do feel like ducks are top tier on that. I mean, that feels like a pro tip. Just goose hissing at you, hiss right back. Okay, so now I've got to go to the bathhouse and try to find the thing. I almost never come to this part of the map. Oh. Oh. I'm assuming you can't interact with this. Give me a hint, Juice. Don't. Oh. Oh. There. At least give me a hint. Am I in the right place or is it outside? So I am in the wrong place. That's cool. Like, I don't think I've ever been into the bathhouse. I'm not sure why this exists, other than just being a rad thing. Which, I will grant them. It's a rad thing. Refills energy? Now that I did not know. So I'm assuming I just have to mine a few rocks and things. Can I break these? No. More secrets. Oh, I've already sold the mermaid show. Thanks to... I think it was Juice and somebody else. Juice and Ken, thank you. Anyway, I'm just gonna... Those are non-breakable, so... Do I just have to dig in the ground around here? Because I will, but I'll be mad. No. Or just not there? It's in a set location. So it's not like in a rock. Oh. Hello. Hello, friend. So am I just way overthinking this? Well, I'm glad Gold had trouble finding it, because that makes me feel better about having trouble finding it. Because Gold is heckin' smart. Thank you, Juice. I'm just gonna chop down trees so long. And yes, I recognize that this won't actually get me closer. You can look in bushes. I forgot that. It's in a bush, probably. I mean, no guarantee. But this is better than any other chance I had. Okay, I looked in all the bushes. None of the bushes contained a necklace. Is this a weird timing thing? Or did I just miss a bush? Because I will look in every bush. I will look in every bush again. And yes, I recognize this is not the most engrossing gameplay. But whatever. Not even almost close. Was I close when I was breaking up rocks? I'm gonna go back to breaking up rocks. At least I get something out of it. Which is to say rocks. So it's not digging, it's not chopping, it's not bushes, it's not rocks. That's like all the things I know how to do in this game. Fucking, I'm just gonna stand here and wait until the train comes and kills me. Yeah, I've got a hoe. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You know, for a game I love so much, I kind of hate it. It's late. I'm not going to fish in the piss dungeon. Ooh. Hello, Abby. That necklace. Where did you find it? Well, thanks for bringing it to me, Pig. My mom will never know. Rad. Yes, Juice? Well, I thought I would just talk to her. That's fine. Look, realistically, I have no chance with Caroline. It's just the way it's programmed. I'm fine with that. At least Abigail will like me. I was thinking, people are like stones skipping over the water. Eventually we're going to sink. That's okay. Are you alright, Sebastian? Do you need someone to talk to? Do you need a hug? I don't know how to mod the game. I tried to be a smarty pants and look in the files, and everything was confusing. I literally don't know how to save state in this game. I don't know if you can save state in this game. Oh, you can take depression naps with your husband? But does Shane not also take depression naps, or does he just take alcoholism naps? Is this wine enough for the community center? It certainly looks like it. I mean, you're not wrong, but I don't want to go to the effort of learning something new. Like, I know that's the worst attitude in the world to anything, but also I want to be lazy. That is technically a resource, apparently. Shane is no longer depressed and kind of no longer an alcoholic, which I love. Weather report. Beautiful sunny day tomorrow. Lovely. Oh? I mean, also keep in mind, I am a programmer. It's like, this is one of the problems. I would love to make my own games. Oh heck, achievement get. I would love to make my own games. But after programming for 8 hours, when I come home, I don't want to keep programming. Spirits are very displeased today. Spirits are displeased a lot. Sorry, that was a repeat. I did not need that one again. Okay. Why would Caroline be displeased? She has her necklace, and she has her husband, who she apparently loves for some reason, even though he's never fucking home. As getting ribs does not make you fat. Also, I'm sure even if you are fat, you're beautiful. But ribs sounds great. So, for someone who is hungry, I approve. All my chickens looking happy. Nat looks really happy today. Is it time? Yes! Milk Tria. And hi, baby Pez. I will squeeze on Nat's teeth. Yes. I didn't pick up any eggs. Juice, you can't stop me. I mean, I probably shouldn't ever say it again. Because it's one of the worst things I've ever said. But you also can't stop me. Fair. Fair, Juice. You have more power than I anticipated. Coffee is good, horses are good. Well, I've never done either. I got a bunch of coffee beans. Hi, Pam. You don't know how glad I am that the bus is up and running. I feel alive again. Yeah, but you're still abusive. Oh, I thought you meant coffee was good to sell. When you push your body too hard, drink this to remove exhaustion. So energy tonic will basically just 100% fill me up, right? Because I can grab a bunch of those. Okay, now let's do some beach combing. I've crafted 5 mega bombs. Wait, cheese is a good healing item? I know it is in the real world, because... Niv returns! My life is so much better now. Cheese on. Apply directly to cheese. Yes, Pez. Cheese is king. 5 big bombs for 1 level, or 2 to 3 mega bombs for 1 level. That is absurd. Cheese on. Apply directly to Barry. I've never actually heard it legitimately. I've only heard people reference it. It seems to be a very American thing. And as far as I'm aware, the ads very intentionally don't say what the product does, because the product doesn't do anything. But it's not false advertising if you never say what it does. Stealth. No, I'm not American, Niv. I am South African, currently living in Canada. Hence my weird mix of everywhere accent. No problem, Niv. You are not expected to remember everything about someone you've never met. Thank you. You are apparently not the only one. I'm not saying it's a bad mix of everything accent. Just, it's a mix of everything accent. And every now and then, I feel like I'm slipping back into my, like, pure South African accent, which is not, it's not great for communication. Honestly, it's just the proper South African accent, which I never really had. I've always had a slightly unusual accent. But it's just not a nice accent. Ooh, Gold being cute, Niv having bike rides. What a wholesome time. An 8-kilometer bike ride. That is super exciting. Niv, are you American? Because you said kilometer like someone who isn't. Kim, your duck lays very good eggs. I swear that sentence makes sense. Niv is Canadian? One of us. One of us. Honestly, I feel like I knew that. I know that some of the people I watch and some of the people who watch me are Canadian. I can just never remember who. I mean, stealth, you can... I was going to say you can move here, but actually at the moment I'm not sure if you can. I like Canada. I'm liking Toronto less and less. Woodpecker friend. Don't fly away, woodpecker friend. Out of curiosity, what do I have to do to finish this? Well, you know, the fence with Mexico never worked out, and I've got to have a fence somewhere. That's the spring dance bridge. Right. Okay, cool. So I'm not, like, missing a huge part of the game. Yeah, they're building a fence between Canada and the US. Which I feel like Canada should have done a while ago, no offense. It takes years of study to understand the language of the elementals. To actually speak their language requires a lifetime of devoted effort. Ribs and sweet taters? I love the fact that Americans come in two flavors. There are the Americans who know that America is not perfect, and when you criticize their country, they laugh and agree with you. And then there are the Americans who, when you criticize their country, basically take it as a personal attack and will want to take blood vengeance. It's amazing. No, I know. I mean, I'm a fan of open borders, so like, not just no fence, just no borders. Which is, but I like making jokes. That's what we're all here for, right, folks? We're here for the laughs. No one's gonna try to kill me for what I said. I do think the fence is funny because it's like 2 feet tall, at least in the pictures I've seen. Like, it's gonna stop toddlers. I'm a big old fatty and I could climb over that thing. I'm currently in Toronto, Niv. Which, I mean, I like a lot about Toronto. I genuinely do like a lot about Toronto. What I don't like in Toronto, housing prices are garbage. Trying to actually live in the city is absurd. I don't have space for more stuff. Yeah, I think that's the big part that pretty much everybody is missing. Yeah, yeah, we don't. The reason we're not climbing over the fence is because on the other side of the fence is stuff we don't want. Again, no offense to any Americans, we're already on the right side. That's a lot of salmon berries. Okay. So there are problems with Canada. There really are. The healthcare is not perfect, not by a long way. Neither mental health nor dental health are covered. Both of those suck. I'm still gonna say universal healthcare is incredible. My brother's mother-in-law is currently doing chemo. She got gut cancer, so she had to have surgery, and now she's on chemo. And like, she just doesn't pay for it. And like, she has some extra needs. So like every now and then, like a doctor, a nurse will come to her house and like give her saline solution, and she doesn't pay for that either. because like that's just normal in Canada. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen the memes about Canadian Breaking Bad. Because if Breaking Bad had taken place in Canada, literally episode 1 would have been the only episode. Because he gets diagnosed with cancer, which sucks, and then, like, he doesn't need to deal meth to earn money for that, because he just gets his treatment. It's worth noting. And like a lot of the stuff is not technically free. Like frequently you'll see people like post their bills, but like a full overnight stay in the hospital with like treatment and sometimes surgery will be like $40. I do feel like universal healthcare is the single greatest. I was going to say the single greatest social good. I don't think it's quite that, but it is one of the single greatest social goods. Yeah, Piers, but that bottle of 200 Tylenol, a doctor isn't giving it to you. Yeah, full night for a mother after birth is $10,000. My sister-in-law, when she gave birth to my niece, literally nothing. Literally cost nothing. Because she pays taxes. And like that's the big thing. Like these things are paid for. They're not free. They're just tax funded. Yeah, fucking come across the border. Everyone was so scared of communism until they realized how much capitalism sucked. I don't know why, but Stardew frequently gets kind of political. And the thing is, it is slightly more in taxes. It's not like Canadians are paying like thousands of dollars extra in taxes. Depending on the state, Canadians are paying less than some Americans. But what we get for that is like healthcare. Look, I do agree. When I say communism, I'm mostly joking. What I mean is like democratic socialism. What I mean is getting the stuff that you paid for with your taxes. Hi, Nat. I'm not gonna say the thing that just popped into my head, because then I think Juice will leave and never come back. Ooh, Zach said a thing about Mass Effect. Let's quickly change. Now, the whole point of Stardew is to get away from the capitalist agenda. You are correct, Juice. Too tired and committed to be stuck in Mass Effect, since it's only in full screen, to argue about the failings of the capitalist system and the moral and physical robbery that privatized healthcare is. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you guys don't even get... you guys don't even get a postal service anymore from your taxes. Hey guys, want to become 70s era hippies? Okay, I'm glad somebody brought that up, Juice. I was watching some GDQ earlier. Oh my god. How is it normal? how are these people doing these things with the jumping and the such? TLDR. Conservative capitalism used a political game of anti-communism to solidify the inequality needed to gain massive amounts of wealth in the system to make themselves more powerful, while still having the exact same problems that they used as the demonization of communism. Correct, Zach. It's a very good way to put it. No, do not eat duck egg. Make mayonnaise of duck egg. I think for me, like, the most frustrating part of a lot of this is seeing how many people try to use religion to justify, like, leaving people in poverty. And, like, guys, that's not the point. Pez, you lied about controversial, but you didn't lie about Bob Ross being good. Bob Ross was rad. Yeah, we need Karl Marx back. Anybody know a good necromancer? Yeah, death is inevitable. You'll be in it for most of your life. That is not a positive message to tell kids, or like anybody, especially because, at least in many places, it's also not true. Truffle, I need pig. Fried egg, I need a kitchen. And poppy, I need to wait until poppy season. You know, liches, but no necromancer. Well, dang it. If we don't have a necromancer, we can't bring him back. But if we get, like, a spirit medium, we can at least get his ghost. You're not wrong, Juice. Hey, I'm gonna cuck your wife. Sell me seeds. What, Juice? No! No apple juice on your laptop. Was that because of me? I'm glad that made people laugh. Like, genuinely, I'm really glad that tickled people. Oh. Yes, Tom, I've heard of QAnon. They are the worst. I'm sorry, I know it was out of nowhere. Oh, Niv, you don't know about QAnon. QAnon is a crazy conspiracy theory that is fully embraced by Donald Trump and many of the Republicans. Oh, you have heard of it. I wish I could keep a garden, but our yard is such a mess. Perhaps a diamond would help you feel better, Penny dear? You know what? Fuck it. It's time. I'm at 8 hearts. I'm gonna give her some flowers. Oh. Here's the funny thing about debt. This is Zach, not me. Ben Franklin, and subsequently the idea of the self-made man, that would embolden the concept of the land of opportunity and the American dream, saw debt as the worst thing a man, obviously gendered at the time, can have as a sin. Debt and the value of scores dependent upon that debt is a feature of late-stage capitalism and the usage of large money transactions and banking autonomously to arbitrarily buy stuff on their own. Yeah. I can't believe you clipped that, James. Like, I'm glad you did. I'm honestly just glad that it made everyone so happy. You know what, bro? Wait a second, I've got an apple tree. I've got cherry and apricot. I think I've got orange. I've got to find out what trees I've got. But let's get a bouquet. Nope, no way to make Nazism cool. I do have a knack for deadpan humor. And apparently it's particularly good when no one's expecting it. I'll accept this. Thank you. Zach, I like your walls of discourse. I'm assuming IG is Instagram. Oh. Okay. Let's tear down some walls. Also, out of curiosity, anybody in my chat having to go back to school anytime soon? You know what, Tom? That is an appropriate emote. I am genuinely sorry for everybody having to go back. Fortunately, my company hasn't made going into the office compulsory yet, but I feel like they're going to soon. Oof, Zach. Yeah, so apparently, like, some schools in Canada, or most schools are going to be reopening. My nephew is not going to be in them. My nephew's cousin, whatever relationship that is to me, is not going to be in them. Bunch of people I know are either homeschooling or just delaying by a year. Because Canada's got a better handle on things than the US, but this is still a dangerous time. Sure, Tom. Have a great evening. At some point I'm gonna have to go back down to the mines to get the resources I need to make more bombs. But that day is not today. This is probably going to be my last in-game day. Oh, hey, butterflies. So I'm going to start thinking about raiding Zaid, who is my normal Saturday raid. Oh no, gold. Any idea what may have caused it? Long-term mild pain sucks because you can almost forget about it. can never quite forget about it. As I'm concerned, I'm just gonna say, I'm not sure I define that as cure. I'm not sure going from a little bit of pain to that same pain, but also more, counts as fixed. That is also a fair point, Stealth. Whoops, I'm about to die. I mean, not die, just pass out. If your left hand is the one hurting, the right hand no longer hurts. I don't think that's true. I feel like two hands can both hurt at the same time. Like, I'm not sure if I'm the crazy one here. Gold makes a good point there. Like, you'd make an amazing 13th century doctor. Doctor, my hand's sore. What can you do for me? Okay, now hear me out. Fuck, I'd forgotten about that meme. It's so good. There's ghosts in your blood. Do cocaine about it. Fuck, that's good. Just collecting some late night berries. Come back here, berries. Fun fact I've discovered recently, though. The very famous Plague Doctor mask, well, the Plague Doctor uniform, not medieval at all. It's a good 2 centuries after the end of the medieval period. Your hand hurts? Drink mercury. Come back in the morning if the pain persists. Okay, so weird fun fact. While we finish for the evening. I got me some jelly in my jam. So my my father's father used to work on the train tracks in Cape Town. And one of the things they had small vials of I might be juice. They had small vials of mercury. Mercury is a super useful metal. And what these guys would do if they got that's nice. If they got super badly constipated for any reason, they would drink a vial of mercury. The mercury is so heavy that it passes straight through you, basically, and it like it clears you out. It has the other effects, which are less good. But hey, those only happen after a couple of years. So yeah, a bunch of people got mercury poisoning. Guys, this has been an incredibly fun stream. It got political. We talked about scars. A lot of fun stuff has happened. Thank you so much for joining me. Genuinely. I will be going live again tomorrow at about 2:30 Eastern time with Fable, a game that remains bad. Just eat 4 fiber bars in one day, then die on the toilet. It's not a terrible point. But yeah, so I'm going to be playing a bad game tomorrow. Which, you know, is always a good time. If you're only interested in Stardew Valley, A, I don't blame you. B, next week Saturday, 5:30 is Stardew Saturday again. No, Stealth, don't apologize for being late. Thank you for coming. Thoroughly appreciate it. We're gonna raid Zaid. He's a good lad. Many of you already know this fact. But if you don't, he's a good lad. He deserves your love and your follows. That's very sweet of you, Pez. Yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I certainly plan to. It was so much fun getting back to this. Like, I'm happy that I went on vacation, but I'm kind of sad that as part of going on vacation, I couldn't stream because I really, really missed it. Gold, I would rather you sleep than watch because that's important for your health, but I'm very glad when you're here, so, you know, whatever happens, happens. Guys, I've had a fantastic evening. I hope you will have a fantastic evening further. Ciao.